welcome back to my channel. I would like to talk about the Merrifields and the season finale of Seeking Sister Wife. If I have time, I'd like to also make a separate video on the Davis family because I was pretty shocked at some of the things I found out in the season finale with them. But in the last episode, Garrick is sitting down on the couch with Miriam after she spent the night, after she flew in to meet them, and everything has been going well with Miriam and Danielle, and now Garrick is finally getting some time to get to know Miriam one-on-one. And you know, Garrick, his idea of trying to get to know someone is trying to get to know their body and feeling all over them and trying to, you know, lead to the bedroom. And Miriam's just not feeling that. She said straight up she wanted to take things slow. I think that's another reason why Garrick likes to find women outside the United States who don't speak English, because he can try to use that as an excuse to try to get to the bedroom faster since they can't really speak so easily with each other without a translator. And they're talking, and Miriam brings up her religion and how she's Muslim and how she typically wears a hijab. I believe that's how you say it, those things that Muslim women wear on their head that cover their hair. And Garrick really wasn't feeling that. He's like, you know, if I see you in that, I'm going to be wondering where my beautiful wife is underneath all that. And he said that he really didn't want her to wear it in public, but he was fine with her wearing it around the house. And he starts talking about his past. Like, I guess, you know, he didn't really know what to talk about, so he was like, you know what, I used to be a bad boy back in my younger days. He said he was a little playboy when he was in high school, but let's be honest, Garrick, you're still a playboy now. He was talking about how he was pretty much the guy people would call when he was in high school when they needed protection, and he would come rolling up with his boys and his knives, and he claims he was really about that life. And then he decided to turn his life to religion, and he met Danielle. And you know, another thing I feel like why Garrick likes to venture out outside Danielle, I feel like Garrick met Danielle and they married so young that he really didn't get a chance to be as much of a playboy as he really wanted to. And he is Christian, so he don't just want to divorce his wife or cheat on his wife. So he, you know, wants to do polygamy so he can experience the things that he's missed out on. So him and Miriam talk, and he kept trying to touch on her. She wasn't feeling it. Like, he would move 1 inch closer to her and she would move 2 inches back, to the point she was like literally hanging off the couch about to fall off. Then they fast forward to 2 weeks later, and it shows Danielle on like a little, I guess like a video she took on her phone and sent to the producers, and she's saying, you know, things are going really well with Miriam. She seems like a perfect fit for our family. But then she said things, on the other hand, with Nathalia were not going so good. She said that Nathalia was really upset. And then we got a update from Nathalia. They sat down and made her do a little video talking about how she felt. And this is what I wish we would have got from Roberta, because with Roberta, they just closed that chapter and claimed she stole $10,000 from them. But I feel like there's a lot more to the story, and we were only getting one side, and I didn't like that. And they never tried to get another interview with Roberta. I didn't like that. So I'm very glad they at least got a final update from Nathalia. And according to Nathalia, she claims that the Merrifields promised her that they would not seek another wife until Nathalia got to America. And the Merrifields, they were trying to act like it was something completely different. They were just acting like Nathalia was not being a team player, that she was just out for herself, and she wasn't being a nice little submissive wife like Garrick wanted her to be. And Nathalia just said, look, they're not focused on me, they're just focused on Miriam. I don't have time for this. They lied to me, so I don't want anything to do with them anymore. And the next day, she reached out to the Merrifields and broke up with them. And I think the Merrifields saw it coming because they really didn't seem that surprised. Honestly, it kind of seemed like Danielle had her little crooked smile going on, and she was actually glad that Nathalia broke things off. And I can understand where Natalia's coming from, because she has wasted all this time and energy trying to focus on Garrick and Danielle, but honestly it was more like she's focused on Garrick, let's be for real. And then now he's more focused on what legs he can get in between currently, instead of focusing on trying to get her over to America. And I think honestly that was a good decision Nathalia made. I feel like she would have ended up coming to America and she probably would have been miserable. And then we get an update at the end of the episode, and I was shocked to see the update. So I figured they were going to get serious with Miriam. I figured Danielle and Garrick would have moved Miriam in and learned their lesson about trying to date women from other countries, just because how complicated the visa process can be. But then we get an update at the very end of the episode that Danielle and Garrick are no longer dating Miriam, and I feel like the real honest reason is Garrick probably moved on to the next because he realized Miriam wasn't willing to put out. Then I couldn't help but just shake my head and be like, what the heck is wrong with these people? He met a new woman in Brazil, and upon the very first time he met this lady, he baptized her and proposed to her. And I'm just like, man, so obviously she wasn't a Christian, and I think maybe he's like, okay, well now she's going to be a part of our religion since I baptized her. But again, here's Garrick moving fast and proposing the very first time he met the girl, and he probably barely knows anything about her, and they're currently trying to bring her to the US on a K-1 visa. And I don't know why they didn't learn their lesson from how complicated it was with Nathalia, but now they're trying to do the same exact thing again. And this is what I'm starting to think. Is Garrick just intentionally meeting women from different countries so because he knows he can't bring them over, and he knows, okay, I can sleep with them, you know, get what I want out of them, and then when I go back to America I can just move on to the next because they can't come over to America. He's sleeping with these women knowing that he's likely not going to be able to end up marrying them in the end. And I know that's got to be hard for Danielle, because here she is continuously getting attached to all these women and then finding out they can't come over. And hopefully this new girl and Danielle have a better relationship than her and Nathalia had and her and Roberta had. And this girl is from Brazil, and Danielle and Garrick, they were saying on a live like a month ago that they were trying to move to Brazil or strongly considering it. So it sounds like they may still be with this girl or another girl from Brazil, but they still are actively seeking, because Danielle was saying that if people want to join her family, they're welcome to slide into her DMs. I just cannot believe that he's going back to Brazil to try to seek another wife. Let's be honest, I feel like he's more of a sex tourist than a man looking for a potential wife at this point. And it seems like he wants everybody but Danielle at this point. But that is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the Merrifields in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.